Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes, we are already back to the show, you guys. Season 6. So I guess last season was season 5. Season 6, episode 1. They didn't get any break. I feel like it was Christmas. Wasn't it Christmas time when they ended last season? And we still ain't even got to Christmas yet. So they definitely just picked up where they left off. And I was just like, I know these people got to be tired. But I mean, I guess the show must go on. But damn. Anyway, you guys, it don't feel like it's been off but a couple of months. When was the reunion? Do you guys remember? Well, I guess it must have been about 2.5 months ago because Love and Marriage DC came on right afterwards. But yeah, child, we back at it. And with the same old shenanigans. We'll see how the season goes, you guys. With no more further ado, the review, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens, you know, they give us a little bit of everybody. But everybody agrees that Huntsville is the place to live. They say now when you check on the best places to live in the United States, Huntsville always lands on that list. They always knew it. They was just waiting for everybody else to catch on. And of course, we start off with the questions that matter. Who is Mel dating? And I'm sure she's a beautiful girl. I'm sure she's seeing somebody. We see Sheree. Looks like Sheree is going to be making her appearance on this show. I was like, is she getting paid for it? That's Martel's girlfriend. Remember, she's obviously there to support her man. So we'll be seeing her this season. And Martel tells us that he's not ready for a full-blown relationship. He's in therapy, so he's trying to work that out. Good for him. Kimmy is still fighting the good fight, you know, just finishing chemo and feeling pretty positive about her outlook, you know, her future with the disease. So good for her. Now it looks like Monster is giving them some issues, so I'm sure we'll see him this season. Monster got to be about 15, 16-ish. And then we see Marceau. Marceau said he's just looking forward to growth this season. Wants to focus on businesses and operations. They show us a little clip when Letitia was just like, okay, this is what it's going to be for the Black Business Expo. ESPO. They trying to get the comeback group together. And I was just like, well, I mean, this is going to be an interesting feat considering where they left off with the reunion. But hey, stranger things have happened. So let's see. So then we get the opening credits and they redid the beginning. Thank you, God, because you guys know how much of a problem I had with the way they had Letitia and Marceau looking. It just was a fucking disgrace. Okay. So this season, everybody looks good. Isn't it crazy how much Kiki and Letitia look alike? They look exactly alike. And how about Kiki getting a little opening on the opening credits too? I said, okay, Kiki is a regular cast member now. I guess Kiki did what she was supposed to do. And they've added Courtney and Stormy. I'm actually thinking that this is a good lineup. This is a good lineup of people. We got the regular folks, but then we also finally gave Tiffany and Lewis an opening, gave Courtney and Stormy an opening. No more Destiny, so I don't know if she's off the show for good, but she definitely was not in the opening credits, so many of you guys might be happy about that. And then we get the show on the road. So we start with Melody Cherie. We see her going to go visit Kimmy. She says that Kimmy is really the only person that she's kept up with since the reunion and all of that. You guys know how Melody is about protecting her peace. So Kimmy gets the grace of being Melody's friend. So Kimmy is sitting down talking to her. Hey girl, you know, how you been? How was your birthday? She's just like, it was good. Okay, evidently Melody just had a birthday. She was in Vegas. And the big question seems to be, who was she there with? You know, Melody, you know, I was playing a little coy when people asked me who I'm seeing. She may or may not be seeing somebody. And Kimmy was just like, you know, she want to do something. She wants to get out and boil. You know, she's been doing chemo and she finally got through the rounds, or she just has a couple left, I think, at that point. And she wants to do something to celebrate it. You know, Mel was, oh, we gonna have a party, girl. We gonna go have a party. Wait a minute, don't say nothing. She don't want Maurice to know, because Maurice has been complaining that Kimmy has been burning both ends of the candle. Okay, going a little too hard, doing a little too much. You know, chemo was, I'm sure he saw the ugly parts of chemo, you know, people being sick and having to deal with that. And he just feels like she needs to recharge, get ready for surgery, radiation, all the things that still are ahead of her. And so he ain't really in the partying mood. But Kimmy wants to celebrate each time she accomplishes, another step in her journey. So, Mel was just like, well, just let me know what you want to do. I will give you the party. Kimmy was just like, yeah, I appreciate it, but you don't really get along with nobody. And I would like to have the party, but I want everybody to come. And Mel was just like, well, it's your party and whatever you want, I will do. If it was my party, I wouldn't invite half them people, but it's yours. So Mel's going to do what she needs to do to get, Kimmy's guest list exactly the way she wanted. You know what? Let's practice. Let's practice what we going to say. Okay. So, ring, ring. Hey, this is Mel. How you doing? Kimmy was just like, fine. I was just calling to let you know that, Kimmy, we're going to have a celebration for Kimmy coming up. It's going to be on Sunday, such and such a date at such and such a time. And of course, Kimmy gives her a little bit of a hard time just to see how she'll do, And Mel passes with flying colors. Girl, you did good, Mel. Now, just do the same thing that you did with me. Do that on the phone. Now, later on, we see Mel at home with the kids. And like I said, they are dressed alike. It's Christmas time. You see the Christmas trees up in the background. And Mel is actually talking to them about what they want for Christmas, And, of course, the kids are at that age where they want cell phones now. They ready to be in these social. I was like, child, don't get them kids no phone. Not with the shit y'all be having going on social media. You better keep strict control of what goes on them phones. And honey, speaking about phones, Mel got to call the people about Kimmy's party. She's dreading doing it, but damn it, somebody got to do it. I was like, why you couldn't have your assistant do it? But again, we got to show the film. I'm not really looking forward to calling Martel and Tisha, but I got the good trap phone, so it's not like they're gonna be getting my real number. So, she calls Tiffany first. All right. Now, apparently Mel, we know Mel's MO by now, she cuts these people off when they're not recording anymore. And I done told you guys a long time ago that Mel really could take or leave everybody on the show, including Kimmy, really. But Kimmy and Mel, she maintains that friendship with Kimmy because Kimmy, well, quite frankly, Kimmy got other shit going on in her life. And so she can't really even worry about Mel. Okay, so that works perfectly for Mel. Mel can dip in and out of that friendship the way that she wants to, and Kimmy won't be bothered by it, So, but Mel probably ain't talked to nobody else on this cast since the reunion. So her calling Tiffany, even though Tiffany didn't say anything, you could tell by her voice, she was just sort of like, hello? And Mel, of course, calling from this other phone number that Tiffany doesn't recognize, So Mel tells her that she's having the party for Kimmy and she wants to invite her. And Tiffany was like, okay, I'll be there. But you can kind of tell from Tiffany's voice that she was a little thrown by this whole thing. Now she got Tiffany out the way. Next is Letitia. And, even though I haven't talked to Letitia since we was in Los Angeles and she said that I had a dark soul, even though I don't know how she would know what color my soul is. But this is all about Kimmy, so. She is going to call Letitia and get it done. So she calls. Letitia was just, hello, this is Letitia. Hey, Letitia, this is Melody. How you doing? And, there was a pause because she was just like, huh? And she was just like, again, this is Melody. How you doing? And she was just like, I'm fine. And so she tells her that she's calling about Kimmy's party. And Letitia was just like, anything that I had to say about anybody, she left it on the stage in LA. So yeah, she can accept this invitation from Melody. Letitia said getting an unexpected call from Melody has not been the most pleasant of things on that day. Okay, but anyway, Letitia and Marcel, they coming. So now we call Stormy. And it's interesting because at the end of last season, Mel didn't have any problems with Stormy. You guys had told me that on the social media streets, Mel and Stormy weren't getting along. I didn't know why. I didn't know what the issue was, and nobody really explained it, but you guys said that it looked like Mel and Stormy had fallen out. Now, at the reunion, they didn't address any of that, and so I guess Stormy was still trying to see if the friendship was going to, if they was going to get back on track after that, but apparently they have not. So Mel hasn't spoken to Stormy, and this is the same complaint that Destiny had with Mel. We gonna be friends or you just ghosting people when the season is over. Martel has already warned everybody how Mel is in that regards when it comes to her friends. And so he also told Stormy the same way that he told Destiny, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. But anyway, she calls Stormy, and Stormy was just like, hello? You know how it is when you call certain people, they always got a whole bunch of shit going on in the background. Hello? Wait a minute, girl. Hold on. Sit down. I said go. Hello? Girl, these kids, I can't hear nothing. And Stormy just kept on saying, hello. You know, that shit get on your nerves. So Mel was just like, hello. You know. And she was like, who is this? And she said, this is Melody. How you doing? And Stormy was just like, fine. Whose number is this? Is this your new number? No, ma'am, it is not. Okay, so of course now Stormy is probably on the defensive like, bitch, you calling me from a number. What, you don't want me to know what your damn number is now? So Stormy is feeling away because they haven't spoken in months. And now Mel is calling out the blue. So again, Mel tells her the same thing that she told everybody else, that she's calling to invite them to this party for Kimmy. But you know what? She said she'll be there. That's the best that Stormy can say right now. But Stormy is feeling away about this call too. Now, next we have Martel. Oh, she really is dreading calling Martel. He answers the phone. Hello. Hey, Martel, this is Melody. How you doing? He was just like, wait, what? She was just like, did something happen or something? And he was just like, yeah, you called. Now, Martel and Mel haven't spoken in a long time as well. Or at least I guess they don't speak on the phone. You know, Mel, he not used to hearing my voice, so he definitely not used to hearing my voice on the phone. So, you know, I'm just like, come on now, get it together. It's me in the flesh, the love of your life. Anyway, she ain't calling for none of that. She just telling him about the event for Kimmy. All right. And he said that he'll be there. Now, right when she's answering the phone, he was just like, oh, hello. What about the prayer? And she was just like, oh, Lord, not the prayer. Martel wants me to pray for God to give him another chance. And now I said some prayers, but that was not one of them. Honey, God being said go. So he wants to get to the bottom of this. Like, did you pray? Because Martel wanted her to pray about their co-parenting, them becoming, you know, just better, just cool with each other and being able to co-parent and all of that. So Martel looks like he's trying. And she just brushes him off. Okay, I got several more people to call. You know, so goodbye. Now, speaking of Martel, we see Martel, you know, he's getting some spa treatments. You know, he got some bags under his eyes and things that he needs to take care of. So he's getting a massage and a facial and whatnot. You know, I love women. I love the touch of a woman. I love when a woman touches my body. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, we know that. And so he's working with the girl. And then here come Mama Ho. Hey y'all. What you doing? What you doing to my baby? He was like, oh, Mama, you know she ain't doing nothing to me. We don't know that. He just getting a facial, you know. Mama Holt was just like, well, you know, she got natural skin, you know, naturally nice skin, you know. She likes to stay prepared for when she get closer to 60. Oh, Mama, you already close to 60. You know, hardy har. So while they talking, Martel gets a FaceTime call from Sheree. You know, and she's all, hey, and he was like, where are you? And she says, in Portugal. They on a girls trip in Portugal. He was like, well, what y'all doing? And then here comes Sonya. She come in there, oh, we just try to see what you doing. Where you at? What you doing? You know, your friends be all excited when you get a man. And he was just like, I'm doing nothing. I'm here with my mama. See, hey, Mom, you know, and she's like, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Martel asked her, when is she coming to see him? And she was just like, whenever you want me to come, you know, I'll come. And he was like, okay, bet, you know, Cherie and I, we are good friends. We talk every day, you know, and it's easy to talk to somebody that's been through the same situations. So we are taking things slow. Mama was just like, so how's everything been since Florida? Martel was just like, well, you know, ups and downs. Like, you know, after such a nice vacation, you know, I find myself always fighting and battling with someone in my family. And you guys, Melody, at the end of the day, is part of his family. Okay? Maybe reluctantly so, but her being the baby mama, the ex-wife, you know, he still got young kids with her. They still gonna have to deal with each other in some kind of way, you know. And at the end of the day, yes, she is still family. You know, the mom was just like, well, I know you miss your family. It was beautiful. He tells her how they went to a Christmas program for the kids. And when he saw her, Melody, you know, he wanted to talk to her about them just being better co-parents. And Mel said that she would pray on it. Okay. So he holding her to that prayer. But yeah, Martel is trying to fix Martel. Martel been going to therapy and everything. And the mom was like, what you going to therapy for? Like, what's wrong with you? I said, see, mama, if you got to ask that question, then you might be part of the problem. He was just like, Mom, it goes deeper than that, okay? Yeah, I'm a good person, but it's a whole bunch of other shit that's probably happened that set them back. And the mama was just like, that's part of life. You know, you live, you learn, you make mistakes and all of that. She always kind of writing off Martel's infidelities as just the, oh, oops, oops, I did it again kind of thing. And yeah, you do have to move on, but it's a little bit bigger, and the mama's making it seem very trivial. But their mama need to grow up and stop talking bad to them about their daddy. Martel just wants things to get better. Now, jumping over to Stormy and Courtney. So now that they are regulars on the show, we're going to see more of their household. So Stormy says that she doesn't get to cook often or get to really be with her family as much as she'd like to because she is a businesswoman and it's very busy and it can be overwhelming and all. So she's happy that she's being able to cook for the family today. Okay. Now, Courtney tells her that it's time for her to stop breastfeeding, that the baby is eating fruits and vegetables and all of that. He don't need to be breastfed anymore. And she was just like, she was thinking about breastfeeding him until he was 3. And he was like, absolutely not. I mean, the little nigga's already eating steak. Like, you want to breastfeed? No. She was just like, yeah, she wants to nurse him. She wants to nurse all the kids. And he was just like, all the kids? He ain't having no more kids. And she was just like, what you mean? He said just what I said. We don't need no more kids. And she was just like, why not? And he was just like, you had a terrible pregnancy with him. You almost bled to death, almost died. Like, why would you want to do that again? Like, no, I don't want to have any more kids. And she was just like, well, I don't have to be the one to physically have the child. If that was the problem, we could talk about having a surrogate. And he was just like, no. And she was just like, why not? He was like, because I don't want another person having my child. Okay, well, surrogacy is your sperm, her egg. The person is just the vessel, But he was just like, I don't want another person having my baby. So he shoots that one down, And then she was just like, what do you mean? Like, the surrogate would be easier. You just saying no. And he was just like, no, I'm just saying no. And she was like, you can't just say no. And that's it. And he was like, look, I don't want the baby to be, the new baby to be competing with the, I said, you just pulling shit out your ass now. All of the things, the reasons why are not really, he just doesn't want to have any more kids, but he's given all of these reasons. And she was just like, he was just like, I'm not having no more kids. And she was just like, so it's just no, we don't talk about it. He was like, I ain't got to say nothing else. And she was like, nothing? You got to give me something. He was like, I ain't got to give you nothing. Okay. So I'm sure that they probably have had this conversation before because he kind of had that look on his face like, I didn't already told you this a whole bunch of times. But again, we're doing it for the camera. But this is a hard spot to be in because you're with your spouse. This is a big deal. And I wonder if they talked about this before they got married because she sounds like she's always wanted to have more kids. He don't sound like he has. So, But you know what? Lewis was like that with Tiffany, and we see Tiffany got what Tiffany wanted. So, Stormy, you might have to just wear them down. Now, later on, we see Stormy with her mother. Now, at the end of the season, well, not at the end. Actually, we saw Stormy's mother last season. She was in the truck. She apparently was at Madani when they had that big blow up there. But they didn't really give the mom any screen time. But I remember seeing on Instagram, on Stormy's Instagram Live, when she was talking about what happened, the mom was in the back seat. Okay, so now we got the mom on the show. Okay, I forgot what Mama Betty, that was her name. And Miss Betty has moved into the guest house to help Stormy, with the baby. So she's telling her mom how Courtney told her that he don't want any more kids. And she was just frustrated with him because he was just like, no more kids, and that's that. And the mom was like, well, have you thought about how he might feel about you almost dying and how traumatizing that might be for him? And men's, I was like, she must be from the same place that Miss Wanda's from. Men's, they emotions sometimes would be too much. They don't want to get all emotional about something, but maybe he is still very upset about what happened to you, just the idea of his wife maybe dying. And Stormy was like, you know what, I never thought about it that way. But there are other ways for us to do it, I could do a surrogacy, even though she knows that her mom will think a surrogacy is weird. And the mom was like, well, I mean, not weird, but different, you know. And, you know, mom, you could tell Miss Betty old school. You know, that's a lot for old school people to wrap their minds around. So Stormy was just like, you know what? I'm just tired of everybody. Everybody need to mind their business. How about that? And the mom was like, well, your business is my business. And Stormy was like, well, I should know that the way you be on social media. Okay. Now, like, very much like Miss Wanda. Okay. And I guess Miss Vanessa, Miss Mama Hope, the only one that ain't quite never made it around to them internet streets. But Miss Betty with the shits on the social media, from what Stormy says. Stormy was like, my mama used to like to read, and she was just very docile and calm, but now she liked to be on the internet, and she liked to argue with the people out there. So she's trying to keep her mother off of social media. Well, the mama was just like, listen, I'm going to always protect you. Even if you don't protect yourself, I'm going to protect you. Stormy was like, I appreciate all that, me being the only child and everything. Her mom has always felt that way, but Stormy is the one that gets the heat for the things that her mother says. I guess that was like, Stormy was like, well, bring the mama on the show so the mama can get the heat on her damn own and it can get lifted off of Stormy. So yeah, Stormy was just like, you make them think that I'm the one saying all this, and listen, Betty is gonna do what Betty gonna do. Miss Betty was just like, are you and Mel still friends? And she was just like, no, why would you ask me that? And the mom was just like, well, I gotta tell you, the first time I met Mel, I didn't like her energy. And that's interesting because usually we have some act right when we first meet a parent. You know, we don't usually give them that bad energy, even if we might not necessarily like their child, even though Mel didn't seem to have a reason to not like Stormy. So I don't know what kind of energy Mel could have been on, you know. But the mama picked up on some old negative shit. Stormy says, well, yeah, she got to admit that her and Mel was building the friendship. At least she thought they were. And then, you know, Mel pretty much disappeared. She hadn't talked to her for months. So it was weird for her to get a call from Mel just out the blue. But she was inviting her to an event for Kimmy. But yeah, the same thing like Destiny said. Mel stopped talking to Stormy. And she just feel like she's not consistent. She is not a consistent person. She felt a way about Mel just calling out the blue, inviting her to Kimmy's event, even though they hadn't spoken. And Mel didn't even try to bring up the fact that they hadn't spoken. And like I said, we've heard of Mel doing this multiple times, many, many times. You know, Mel, I just don't think I don't think that she knows how to cultivate a friendship. Yeah, everybody has life and everybody has shit that goes on. But you need to communicate sometimes to your friends what's happening. I need a little space. Give me some time, something, you know. For you to just disappear and then we'll find out later that she really disappeared, you know. Yeah, most friends would feel a way about that. Like I said, it works with Kimmy because Kimmy can't be concerned with Mel. So I'm sure if Kimmy talks to Mel, good. If she don't talk to her, good, because Kimmy got to go to a doctor's appointment. Okay. But everybody else is just sort of like, bitch, then you just gonna disappear. Like, what's the problem? We've been fine. And then all of a sudden, so yeah, I think Mel, she just ain't nobody's friend on this show. She might be a good friend to somebody out there, but it ain't nobody on the show. Friendships have to be nurtured. You have to take care of your friendships. You ain't got to be a slave to the friendship. You know, your life, you got other shit happening in your life, but yeah, there's a way of being a friend and communicating. Mel ain't quite got that under her belt yet. Now, lastly, Kimmy's party. She's excited about the party. She's glad that Mel is throwing this for her. Maurice prefers to call it a get-together, not a party. I think that Maurice is probably in that mindset of, let's not celebrate too soon. You know, I know from experience that you be having so many ups and downs when you're going through, you know, this whole cancer journey, that sometimes celebration is premature. However, sometimes when you just been feeling so bad, so sick, so down, and you just know that something like this will pick you up, I think that that's where Kimmy is. Like, she's happy she made it through chemo. Everybody says once you get off of chemo, you feel so much better because now you have your energy back. You ain't nauseous and sick and shit. Your hair ain't falling out no more, all of that. So you can get on to the next stage, you know. So she wants to celebrate each step in this journey. Mel said that she's super glad that all of Kimmy's friends came, you know, together. And we're not going to have no stress today. We're going to make sure Maurice feels comfortable at this party. We're not going to have no shit. It's going to be good. So people are getting there. You know, Tiffany and Lewis got there. Tiffany is good and pregnant at this point. Martel comes in with flowers. Kimmy is just like, oh my God, you guys are always giving me such beautiful flowers. You know, he gives her a bouquet of flowers. And then Martel sees Mel. And the first thing that he says, Mel, what about the prayer? And she was just like, in true Martel fashion, now here we are in the middle of Kimmy's event, and he come talking to me about this prayer. Honey, I was not about to waste God's time with that prayer. Honey, God been told me to go. So yeah, she can't be worried about Martel and his prayer. No, she ain't did no prayer. She forgot all about it. Oh, Mel, why you doing me like that? Letitia and Marceau get there, and, you know, again, Letitia says she left everything that she had to say on the stage, so she's coming in, she's celebrating her girl Kimmy, and so it's all good. So yeah, you guys, so it's going to be more of that probably this season. Martel trying to pin Mel down. I don't know, you guys, Mel is so difficult. She's such a difficult person. I know Martel is not the easiest person either, but Mel definitely doesn't make it any easier. The man is trying to meet you halfway. Mel refuses to do so. Yes, I know there's so much water under the bridge and people got their feelings and everything, but at some point, we gonna have to get this together, like Martel said. He wants to be able to be friends with her and they can co-parent well. And, you know, Mel just not, she ain't really trying to give him any of that. So anyway, Kimmy, the reason why we're here, Kimmy tells everybody that at the end of her chemo, when they went in to look, that the doctors didn't see anything like where that tumor was, which is a blessing. Because I can tell you guys that with my mom having that same diagnosis at the beginning, my mom's tumor never stopped growing, even through chemo. And she had intense chemo. It never stopped growing. And she had the surgery. She had her breast removed after the chemo, and that tumor just still stuck. The cancer ended up spreading, and, you know, so it was that. So the fact that they didn't see anything is just like fantastic. That is great news. She is still going to have the surgery because they just want to take that spot where the tumor used to be, just to be safe, and, you know, radiation. So, but, you know, everybody is very happy, thankful for the God that she got through that, and that tumor did what it was supposed to do, reacted very well to chemo. So very great. So happy for you, Kimmy. After she gives everybody that good news, you know, Mel and Stormy tells Mel, you know, I want to talk to you for a second. Okay, girl, what you want to talk about? How you doing, girl? What? And Stormy was just like, nigga, what you so fucking excited about? If you was excited, you would have been and talked to me before 4 or 5 months. Mel, when was the last time we spoke? Mel being Mel as usual. Well, you know what, Stormy, I really haven't spoken to nobody. We getting tired of that excuse. Okay? You always stop talking to everybody. I think 6 seasons of this now, we got Mel's number now, right? Stormy's like, well, I text you and, you know, you didn't answer. And she was just like, did it occur to you that I might have got my number changed? And she was just like, no, it didn't occur to me. I'm texting you. She said, so you never thought to call somebody? What the hell? Girl, you know we text each other. She said, but I didn't know that your phone was disconnected, you know? She said, well, you know, you could have always DM'd me. And Stormy was like, girl, what? I don't have a friend on this earth that I have to DM to get in touch with them. Like, really? That's what you think a friendship is? Stormy's like, I'm not about to DM you. And I actually couldn't believe that Mel was saying all of these things. I wish Mel would take some sort of accountability and just be like, girl, my bad. There are things that I need to work on being a friend. And one of them is stopping talking to people when I'm going through things, you know, not saying that she shouldn't go through, but she needs to communicate what she's going through. And so Stormy was just like, I got to be tracking you down. You get a new number. You don't let like your real friends know what the number is. You want us to still be chasing you down? Like, who does that? So yeah, Mel is not right in this. And I don't want people to start saying, oh, here go people using Mel again for a storyline. Mel sets her own self up in these stories because she just stops talking to people. Every season, when the season starts, it's some shit about Mel ghosting somebody, you know? So, yeah. Sometimes we got to look in the mirror and realize that we part of the problem, right? I think that's where Mel needs to get in her life. You part of the problem, sis. All right, you guys, that's it. The show is back. It's about to be 20 fucking episodes of this. Oh my God, their seasons just be so long. Anyway, I feel two ways about the mid-season break. You know, by the time mid-season get here, we be ready for a break. But then also, sometimes I just wish that we could just get the shit over all at once so that them, first of all, so they can get a damn break. And so that we can get a good break as well, you know, because, hell, I'm still kind of tired of them, really. It's already time to start reviewing the show again. So y'all know how that goes. Anyway. We'll see how it goes, y'all. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm Roxanne. This channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Also, it is Easter today. Happy Resurrection Day. Happy Easter to all of my fellow Christians out there. And if you don't celebrate Easter, you know what? Happy Sunday to you all. Okay? Mister's in there cooking us some Cornish hens for the holiday, so I'm looking forward to that. I should have gave you guys a little bit of a devotion today, and I didn't. I guess I can do one real quick. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin has left a crimson stain. He washed it white as snow. That was just a little something I threw at y'all. Anyway, let me get off of here, you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.